JDev is back at it here to give everyone another Walking Dead Season 4 episode review video, but before I get into that, it's extremely important if you're not caught up to the point where I am in watching The Walking Dead for you to pay attention to that episode title. I'll put that title in the description for you. If that's the case and you find out that you're not caught up, I suggest that you don't watch this video any further to stay away from potential spoilers. This will be The Walking Dead Season 4 episode number 9. The title of this episode is called After. This will be my review, reaction, recap of the episode. It's an episode I've seen a few times, and I'm reviewing it due to the fact that I don't have it on the channel, and I want it on the channel, and because they announced that Season 11 of The Walking Dead will be the conclusion of the main Walking Dead show. Following the governor's deadly assault on the prison, the survivors are forced to scatter and try to regroup, and this is kind of the start of a lot of bottle episodes in a row. We had a few of those in Season 3, focusing on like Woodbury versus the prison. But Season 4 kind of goes like that for the rest of the season. And we'll start with kind of what one character does and then what two other characters do. It's not necessarily in the right order, but Michonne goes back to the prison to look for more survivors. She discovers the turned head of Hershel and has to stab it to put Hershel's head out of its misery. Such a sad moment. Then she discovers a trail of footprints leading away from the prison. To protect herself, Michonne slices off the arms and jaws of two walkers, leading them, pet-like, to help mask her presence from other walkers. However, this appears to draw more walkers toward her. Now, while taking shelter in a car overnight, she dreams of her young son, her boyfriend Mike, and his friend Terry, before the apocalypse, before shit hit the fan. But the dream turns into a nightmare when Mike and Terry appear like her walker pets. She continues onward, but on observing a walker that looks similar to her, suddenly comes to the realization that her mindless walking is for naught. She slaughters the walkers that surround her and the pets and vows to Mike that she now has a purpose in life, and then she sets off to follow the trail of the footprints. And then we follow Rick and Carl. So Rick and Carl, whose footprints Michonne is following, work their way from the prison, Rick slowing them down due to injuries sustained from his beat down by the governor in the attack on the prison, of course. Now, they stop at a diner to find food, and a lone walker is actually barricaded behind furniture, and Rick wants to kill it using an axe, but when he moves all the stuff out of the way and the walker comes forward, he stabs the walker in the head with the axe, but it just doesn't quite work. It didn't go deep enough, and it forces Carl to kill it with his gun, and that really upsets Rick. And all through the episode, Rick is yelling at Carl, and Carl helps his father into an abandoned warehouse, or an abandoned house, I should say, and Rick falls unconscious. I think Rick just kind of he was running on empty, and this was him running out of gas. Carl shouts at him to revive him, attracting nearby walkers, and then Carl, of course, is able to dispatch of them, and then when he returns, he yells at Rick some more, blaming him for abandoning his leadership role, hurting himself, Lori, Judith, Daryl, Maggie, and the others of the group at the prison. Now, later, Carl goes to search for supplies, and in a nearby house, he is nearly bitten by a walker trapped behind one door, but is able to escape when the walker actually pulls off his boot. He recovers additional food and supplies, and then returns to the house where Rick is. He sees Rick crawling towards him and moaning, and fearing his father has become a walker, turns his gun on him, and then Rick calls out Carl's name, proving he is still alive. Rick sees what Carl has done to protect and sustain them, and apologizes for his behavior, and believes Carl is now a man. So Rick has been nagging at Carl the whole episode until he passed out. And then Rick finally goes, "Whoa, wait, you're right. I've turned into a wimp. You're fucking badass." So, and then Michonne eventually catches up to the pair, and after observing through a window that they are alive and well, begins to cry tears of joy. I guess Michonne really felt a connection with Rick and Carl. we'll see that further advance in later seasons. And then as Rick and Carl bond over a meal, there's a knock at the door. Rick goes to look through the peephole, and on seeing Michonne, he kind of chuckles and tells Carl, "It's for you." So that's the end of the episode. And there were some other things in the episode. There's a part where Carl's out and about and almost gets beat by 3 walkers. There's a part where he's eating pudding. It's kind of foolish at times, this episode, but it really shines the light on Carl in this particular episode. I wish there would have been more characters in this episode, and I wish there would have been more to do at the prison, maybe more scavenging and trying to grab some things and bring it to other places, but it is what it is. So as far as the episode goes, I'm going to give it a 7.8 out of 10. Other people probably give it more towards an 8 or higher. I didn't like parts of this episode, and that really lowered the score for me. The character of this episode has got to be Carl, because Carl did the most stuff in this episode. Michonne had her little side story, and Rick took a nap for the most of the episode. So you've heard what I have to say. Now it's your turn. So if you're a fan of The Walking Dead and you really like Season 4 and like where the story is going at this point, go ahead and smash that like button. If you know anybody else that you think would be interested in listening or watching this video, share that with them and let them know they can share it with other people. Don't forget to leave me a comment about your thoughts regarding the episode or anything Walking Dead related. You can give your score, your character, your favorite moment, your favorite episodes, your favorite characters, whatever you want to put that in the comment section. I'll respond to all comments. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your support, and be a part of something special. And as most of you know, JDev will return.